So yeah, you get older and suddenly it's like, you know what, kids, you don't know that do
At least I'd like to. Shana Tova, Umitsuka. I think we've got the technical difficulties hopefully out of the way. We shall see. Yay, our guru was here to figure it out for us. That's awesome. All right. Hopefully you all have a machzor in front of you. You don't need the ones in the back. Those are covered up for us anyway. And so we take a deep breath. We're ready to start the new year. How many of you are ready to start a new year? Woo! All right. Well, Oliver Wendell Holmes. This is going to be a long holiday if I can't talk. Oliver Wendell Holmes, the great Supreme Court Justice, was sometimes absent-minded. Once, when he was asked for his ticket on a train, he could not locate it. And after searching all his pockets and his briefcase, he was unable to produce the ticket, and he became distraught. The conductor, knowing Dr. Holmes and his sterling reputation, said reassuringly, "Never mind, sir. When you find it, I am sure you will mail it in." Holmes was not comforted. "Mr. Conductor," he replied, "you do not understand. The question is not, where is my ticket? The question is, where am I going?" I think that's the ultimate question that we ask each year at this moment as we prepare to usher in a new year. Where are we going? Where am I? Where has this last year left me? And where am I headed in the new year to come? Our tradition gives us the gift of traveling together on that road toward a better and brighter year ahead. So we join together with a little hine matov as we acknowledge the gift of community, the ability to be here together, to celebrate the new year, and again, to help one another find our way. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Do I have any volunteers? Anyone who'd like to help out with lighting the candles? I'll say the blessing with you, no worries. Anybody want to do the fun part? Come up. Yes, baby. Anyone? Nobody? Come on. Emily, you want to come help? Thank you. That'd be wonderful. We're going to do a little Yom Tov. The Hadlik Ner Shel Yom Tov is the end of the blessing that we have. And I'll ask if you're able to rise as we kindle the lights for this holiday and this new year together. You need to want this one. No, we'll do it together. Want to use for Shabbat? Same one, actually. Just say Yom Tov instead. And just as we do on Shabbat, we bring that spirit of the holiday to us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel yom tov. Amen. And we actually add a shehechianu together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Thank you. You all may welcome to be seated, and good yontiv. You can see already I like to do stories. So I'm going to share one with you as we prepare to begin our evening service. So there's a cute story of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, who went camping in the forest, and they had gone to bed and were lying beneath the night sky. And Holmes said to Watson, "Look up. What do you see?" "I see thousands of stars." "And what does that mean to you?" Holmes asked. "I suppose it means that of all the planets in the universe, we are truly fortunate to be here on Earth. We are small in God's eyes, but should struggle every day to appreciate God's world and be worthy of our blessings. In a meteorological sense, it means we'll have a sunny day tomorrow." "What does it mean to you, Holmes?" asked Dr. Watson. "To me, it means that someone has stolen our tent." I'll let that one sink in. Nothing above their heads, thousands of stars, right? Hopefully, we can be more like Dr. Watson in our approach to the world and in our appreciation for the gifts of nature and for the gifts of the world around us. This first section of our evening service, as it is every evening, it seeks to make us aware of creation, seeks to make us aware of God as creator of the world. And we keep that sense of appreciation for the world around us each day, we hope, as we begin again a new year, have respect for the earth, but have a healthy respect for understanding ourselves as partners with God in the process of creation as well. So although we've changed this past year, this first part of Mari, this evening service hasn't, and again, it is part of that section of creation, reminding us of the creative power of the seasons, the energy of the stars, the divine creator of creation, and again, our partnership in conjunction with God as a partner in the process of creation. So I'll ask if you're able to rise as we turn to page 5, as we begin our evening service with Baruch Hu. And hopefully you'll join with me. By the end, we'll know the Nusach, the special melody that goes with this evening service. It's quite beautiful. Yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai da dai da dai yai dai 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 yai da dai da dai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. You are welcome to be seated. Should have been open before. If you'll read with me the first bracha before the Shema, the evening light on the bottom of page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, ruler of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzivaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings on the evening dusk. Umaver yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tzivaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chalenu le'olam vahed. Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'aravim. You'll find Ahavat Olam as we join together in the Shabbat melody, page 6. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shachveinu v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu v'orech yameinu Uvahem nehege yomam v'layla yomam v'layla. We join. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai da dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 yai da dai dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kol Malchut Ha'olam. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Veshinanta ham levanecha v'dibarta bam uvshoch becha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We read the English. All your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children, and speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and as a we continue silently on 7. Adonai Elohechem emet. Be'emunah kosev v'kayam aleinu. In the middle, towards the middle of page 8 by the arrow. U'malchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar v'kodesh Tehilot osef ele malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei ayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai ay da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 yai da 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 Yai da 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 yai da 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 Gal Yisrael. On page 9, you'll find the second bracha after the Shabbat, our ha-Shana prayer, our prayer that asks for a sense of peace. There is a wonderful story about a woman who came to the rabbi filled with trouble and with sorrow. Everything had gone wrong in her life, and perhaps there was some kind of prayer that the rabbi could say to make it better. Rabbi told her that indeed there is such a prayer, but he would only say it for her after she brought him a cup of sugar from a home that knew no sorrow. The next day she set off on her quest to find such a home, but to each home she came to, the same thing happened. She knocked on the door and told her tale of woe. The rabbi told me to bring him up a cup of sugar from a home in which there was no sorrow. Tell me, is this such a house? Well, you know what happened. In each home, she was invited to come in and hear their troubles. As she began to listen more and more to each family's story, she found herself wanting to reach out to help ease their pain. She never returned to the rabbi, but she understood the task he sent her out on, for that was the path to healing, hers and the world's. And the ha-Shana prayer, you'll find page 9. It again reminds us that we ask God for a sense of protection for the troubles that we face in our lives, but we recognize that it's us who have to listen to those words. Everyone has troubles. How do we get across past those troubles? How do we move across the sorrows that we face? God's with us as we do that. Our community's with us too. So we read responsively on page 9, our ha-Shana prayer. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully and to awaken again to life, our sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us, remove us from us, enemies and pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow, and remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you are the sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us and over all the people Israel and over Jerusalem. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai. Hapore sukat shalom aleinu, V'al kol amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. We turn to page 10. There you will find the well-known words, Tichu v'chodesh shofar. It is the verse from Psalms that proclaims the sounding of the shofar on the new moon at the appointed time of our year. When we leave the synagogue tonight, I suggest you look up in the sky. I think the clouds have cleared enough. And you'll notice, hopefully, if not tonight, then the next night or two, that the moon is an itty-bitty little sliver. And this signifies the new moon, the month of Tishrei. Hebrew months are determined by the phases of the moon. And so today is not only Rosh ha-Shana we begin, but it is actually the beginning of the new month. It's Rosh Chodesh as well. So page 10, we rise as we join together to announce the arrival of our new month and certainly our new year. Tiku v'chodesh shofar b'kesed leyom chageinu ki chok leYisrael hu mishpat leElohei Yaakov yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalamad yivarach irutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedechol beit Yisrael b'galav izman kariv v'imeru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam l'olamei olmaya yitbarach yitbarach yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'imeru amen. You'll find the silent Amidah, pages 11 through 16. Feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page, actually 11 through 17. And when you're through, you are certainly welcome to be seated. We join together at the bottom of page 16. Sefer Chaim beracha b'shalom ufarnasa tova nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha anachnu v'chol amecha beit Yisrael L'chaim tovim u'leshalom. We read together in the English on the left side of the page, may we and the entire house of Israel be called to mind and inscribed for life, blessing, sustenance, and peace in the book of life. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings peace. Amen. We join together in the singing of Oseh Shalom on page 17. You'll find it the last two lines of that top paragraph. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, amen. You will find Kaddish Shalem on page 19 as we use a special high holiday melody. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba amen v'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyamechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam olamei olamaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitala v'yitalal shemei dekudesh abarichu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata Veshirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimeru amen. Titkabal teloton uvauton dechol Yisrael kodam avuhon divi shemaya v'yimeru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav uyaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru amen. So a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, it usually is, the greetings started changing, right? So instead of a simple Shabbat Shalom, after the service on Shabbat in particular, many of us began to add Shana Tova, a good year, And I don't know about you, but most of the day today I've been texting back and forth, Shana Tova Umituka. I got to the point where I just copied and pasted. We want to be able to say Shana Tova, a good year, to those that we love and those whom we know. And as we look forward to the arrival of Rosh ha-Shana, the Jewish New Year, we want to extend our hands and our hearts to others with the hope and with the promise that it will be indeed a good year for everyone. So do me a favor, indulge me for a moment. Turn to the person next to you, or to behind you, or in front of you, because you know what? This year there are people who are here. Yay, right? And we're not out in a tent, right? Please turn to them, and if you don't know one another, take a moment to introduce yourselves. So I'll pause here. Say Shana Tova to the people around you. All right, so it just so happens that Michael Krause, our vice president for membership, and the head of the membership committee, is sitting here. So, by the way, you are now all official members of the Congregation Beth Israel Membership Committee. Take note. We got a lot of people to invite for our next Zoom meeting. Sounds good. It sounds great. Now, let me ask a question. What's the difference between wishing someone a Happy New Year and wishing someone a Shana Tova? Think about it. So when we say Happy New Year, what do we think about? We may invoke images of revelers drinking champagne, dancing, laughing, a very party atmosphere, right? If you think about our New Year, because the greeting for us is about the holiday of January 1st, the secular New Year, if you will, celebrating the turn of the calendar. How many of you said Shana Tova on January 1st? No. Because Shana Tova carries with it a very different image for us. When we wish each other a Shana Tova, we are not thinking merely of the next 2 days, right? But of the entire year ahead. And some of us even add the word mituka, which means sweetness, right? Sweetness to our greeting. So it expresses the hope that the new year will not only be good, but exceptional. And it will be filled with sweetness rather than with bitterness that we know can often touch us. So I want to look at the word Shana for just a moment. We translate Shana as year. Simple enough. But if there are any Hebrew gurus out here, the Hebrew root letters Shin, Nun, He, that are the root letters for the word Shana, also offer a different meaning, another meaning, from the verb lishanot, which means to change or to be different. And that same root, Shin, Nun, He, also denotes repetition, something done twice, to repeat, right? So to change, to be different, and then to repeat. So you may be familiar with the term Mishnah Torah. The Mishnah Torah, literally translated, is repetition of the Torah. And it's an appellation originally given to the 5th book of the Torah, to the book of Deuteronomy, which in Greek, by the way, means second law. So most of the book is a repetition of Torah, a repeating of the laws, the instructions, the descriptions of events that have already happened, that are given by Moses to the people as recorded in the other 4 books. The great scholar, philosopher, and legalist Moshe ben Maimonides, used that same term, Mishnah Torah, as the title of his 12th century code of Jewish law, in which he sought to reiterate and refine Torah law for the Jews of his time. Of course, Maimonides drew much of his legal code from the first rabbinic codification of Jewish law, which is called the Mishnah. Again, from the same word meaning repetition, Mishnah, Shana, Lishanot. There's yet another meaning connected to the root Shin, Nun, He. Shana can also mean to learn or study or to teach. Certainly the Mishnah and the Mishnah Torah from Maimonides are texts that teach us how to apply the values and rituals of our tradition to life. So Shana, year, to change, repetition, to learn, all parts of one word, the one word Shana. And it's easy to see that Shana Tova then is much deeper than a simple pleasantry. When we say Shana Tova, we're not just saying that a good year is a year full of lishanot, of change, a year of doing things differently, hopefully for the better. We're actually saying that and even more, that we are to grow as human beings, we have to be willing to change, to be different, to teach ourselves, to learn. All of the words incorporated in that one word. There's a cute story of a woman who proudly hung on her mantelpiece a needlework plaque that said, "Prayer changes things." A few days later, the plaque was missing from its place. The woman asked her husband if he had seen it. "I took it down. I didn't like it," her husband replied. "But why?" the woman asked. "Don't you believe that prayer changes things?" "Yes, I honestly do," her husband answered. "But it just so happens that I don't like change, so I threw it away." Changing our attitudes and our actions is never an easy task. It would be so much easier if we could just keep things the way they are. Shana Tova. The year will be Tova, will be good if we change our old behaviors and thoughts, our perspective, and our acts. So when we say Shana Tova, we are saying that a good year is a year full of learning and teaching. We must shed our old enslaving habits and Shana, learn new ways to behave and be. We can become better Jews and better human beings by learning from our history and our heritage, by studying the experiences of our ancestors and living their values. Felix A. Levy, a Reform rabbi in the early 20th century, I think states it best. Quote, "The person best able to advance on the road to moral perfection is one who starts with the accumulated spiritual heritage of righteous ancestors." Shana Tova. The year will be a good one if we strengthen our commitment to the universal and eternal values taught by our ancestor, taught by our tradition, learning from the faith and wisdom of those who came before us. When we say Shana Tova, we are saying that a good year is a year of repetition and return. Certainly not repeating the negative, but of reviewing the past, as Moses did in Deuteronomy, so we can learn from it. Each Rosh Hashanah, we have the opportunity for a do-over, taking the positive aspects of our lives forward and doing away with all the negative. Shana Tova. The year will be a good one if we strive to make beauty and compassion and happiness and giving recurring or repeating themes in our lives. So I say to you tonight, not Happy New Year, which is okay, but Shana Tova. May the new year ahead be one of goodness, of worthwhile significance, of creativity, and of meaningful achievement. May it be a year of changing and growing, a year of learning and teaching, a year of reviewing and redoing. May it be a year of health and fulfillment, joy and celebration, a year of positive thoughts and noble deeds, of new opportunities, and certainly of deepening relationships. May 5783 truly be a Shana Tova, a truly good year. Shana Tova. We turn over to page 24. There you will find Kiddush, and it seems appropriate as we wish each other Shana Tova that we raise a cup of wine or grape juice in celebration of the day and certainly in recognition of the holiness of the connection we have to God, of the ability to elevate our lives in special ways as we do tonight. So I'll ask if you're able to rise. As page 24, you will find our Kiddush for the holiday. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher bachar banu mikol am, veromamanu mikol lashon, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava, et yom hazikaron hazeh, yom teruah mikra kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'achartav yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. Udavar echad emet v'kayam la'ad. Baruch ata Adonai melech al kol ha'aretz mekadesh Yisrael. Melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh Yisrael. Melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh Yisrael. Melech al kol haaretz, mekadesh Yisrael. V'yom hazikaron. Amen. And we add on the very bottom of the page, on page 24, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh l'chaim. We remain standing as we have the custom of opening up the Aron HaKodesh. Do we have any volunteers to open up the Aron HaKodesh? You want to go help? Want to help? All right, good. We'll get Samuel up here. Come on up here, Sam. We'll get you up here. If you don't mind pulling the curtain for us on page 25. And we join together. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'ol, la'teit gedula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahen, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu she'unot eshamayim ve'yoser haaretz u'moshav yikara b'shamayim imav u'shchinatu zo Begavhei meromim, Hu Eloheinu einod, Emet malkeinu efes ulato, Kakatu b'torato, V'yadat hayom v'hashevota el levavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, Bashamayim imav, V'yal haaretz mitachat einod. Ki ha-malchut shelcha hi u'la'omea timloch bechavod ka'katuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz may be seated. Thank you for the help. Much appreciated. We turn over to page 27. There you'll find our special psalm for the High Holy Day period. Again, Psalm 27. We recite it throughout the month of Elul and all the way through the holiday of Sukkot. If you'll look 7 lines down in the bold print, and in the red print on the left side, you'll find the words Achat Sha'alti. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh. Shifti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker b'heichalo lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker b'heichalo ki yitzpeneni b'sukkot. Luleihem antil ropetu v'Adonai b'eretz chayim kavei el Adonai chazak v'yametz libecha v'kavei el Adonai. If you'll turn back in your Siddur to page 26, there you will find our yortzites, our Kaddish Tom for this evening, as we mention the names of those who are observing Yartzeit tonight and through the rest of the week, through the holidays certainly. As we prepare to recite Kaddish Tom, we keep in our thoughts Masha Lealuri, Louis Sewitz, Martin Wertheim, Ethel Burkholtz, Jake Berry, Nathan Rice, and Joseph Kahn. And we continue to remember Nancy Fetter as we go through the most intense period of mourning for her as well. Are there any names that I need to add? Anyone reciting Kaddish that we didn't have the name? Those reciting, you'll find it on page 26. You're welcome to rise and join with me. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah bi'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam ulomei olmaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated. Do I have I have several officers here. I don't know who my Bima buddy is, if there is one. Michael, you want to do it? We do have a sheet. Wonderful. Thank you. I believe it's up here. I don't have mine, but I believe, yep. There we go. I'm not sure all of it's
Shana Tova Mutuka to everybody.
Shana Tova.
Announcements. We have a switch over to our new streaming services. Services are now going to be posted on the website. So please go to the shul's website for that purpose. Update for Break the Fast after Yom Kippur. Registration is now required to attend the Break the Fast. To RSVP, please contact Lauren Wiener, and the contact information for Lauren can be found in the e-newsletter, which you all should receive every week. And there are flyers in the lobby as well that also indicate this. And of course, attendance for Yom Kippur, as always, is free of charge. The Dignity Drive, as you can see in front of you here, has begun. And Beth Israel is supporting the United Ministries Emergency Shelter Program. They're collecting the following items for the drive. It's still not too late to help out. New twin and full-size bedding, including mattress protectors, comforters, sheets, new towels, new bath mats, plates, bowls, cups, and cutlery for especially kid-friendly ones, and gift cards if you prefer to Walmart or to Target. And you can drop them off after the holy days are over. If you have any questions, please contact Cheryl Gleish. The Federation, the Jewish Federation of Greenville, has rescheduled their 2023 Israel trip. It's April 29th of 2023, and if you have any questions, contact Barry Zander, and you can get a hold of her by contacting the synagogue's office if you wish. Birthdays this week: Barbara Rabin on the 26th, Ruben Rebovich on the 26th, Frank Lucas on the 30th. I don't see any anniversaries.
Not a big time for lots of weddings.
Right, exactly. Very rare this time of year. So I think that's it. And again, Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. We thank you for pinch hitting. Wonderful. Yeah, you see, we want to thank Terry Germain for making our bima look so amazing. I love the fact that we're not buying, I mean, you might, normally, we have flowers adorning the bima, but this is amazing. This is wonderful. And to know that we can adorn our bima with symbols of tzedakah is just amazing. It's wonderful. And as nice as flowers usually are, they make me sneeze, so I'm glad that I'm not sneezing from them. But it's wonderful to look down and see the array of donations. If you still you can continue to donate. And if you do bring them to services, we're just going to stick them. There's a table as you walk into the foyer. Terry, we were talking about that yesterday. There's plenty of room under there. So if you do have something you want to get here, you can stick it under the table when you walk in the foyer. The kids are going to be using the chapel tomorrow, so we don't want to fill up all the pews with all of our stuff, but there'll be plenty of room under that table if you need. And any donation, remember, keep it new. These are for people who are getting some housing finally, and so we hope we can be able to start them off well with some new things for their homes. So thank you for making that effort to make that special for our community and support the wider community. So with that, we will be here tomorrow morning at 8:30. At least I will. I don't know how many of you will, but and if I were in your shoes, I probably would not be here at 8:29 either. But I know we want to have the afternoon. Certainly, there's lots going on. We have Tashlich following the service, so we hope to finish around 12:45, close to 1 o'clock. If you're coming for shofar blowing, you will not regret coming for shofar blowing. I'll just give you a hint, we have several shofarot going to be blown, and that's all I'm going to say, but you'll not want to miss it, I hope. And we will do that, I estimate around 10:40, but don't come at 10:45 and might have missed it, or if maybe you come at 10:15 and it's not till 10:30, I don't know, but somewhere around 10:40 it should hit. Depending on how we move with the service. So I always keep getting, well, what time do we need to be here? I'm here at 8:30, so you all can come whenever you want to come after that point, because we'll get started. But we love to have you for whatever we can have you for. And there will be, again, Tashlich. Right after, there's a 4 o'clock PJ Library Family Tashlich over at McPherson Park. But if you want to do Tashlich here in the neighborhood, and do it either right after our service or come back at around 1 o'clock. After we have some rugelach and a little bit of apples and honey, we can either walk, if those of you want to bring sneakers, and just walk through we're going to walk down and through the apartments to the bottom of where the apartments are on Poinsett over here at Chick Springs. And there's a little bit of a creek there. We got rain today, which I was a little worried that we would have no water in any of our creeks to do Tashlich, but I think we're in good shape now. So we will do Tashlich down there. If you need to drive, I suggest you kind of go in up Wayne or I can't remember the other name, Lake something right there, right across on Chick Springs. But you'll see it's at the corner of Poinsett and Chick Springs. There are few parking spaces if you need right at the end there that they probably won't bother you for the few minutes we'll be there. But it'll be very short, very sweet. I have a handout for you. And so bring your birdseed, bread, whatever it is you like to throw. People are doing sticks and acorns these days too to be environmentally friendly. So the custom of doing that is what's most important. I don't think it's quite as important as what we're throwing as the actual act of doing it. So come join us for that tomorrow. And then we'll be back here on Tuesday as well at 8:30 in the morning. And we will do it all again. And it is well worth your time again to hear the shofar blown. If you're available and can join us, we'll do some new stories and do some different tefillot and readings. So it will be a little bit different from the first day and hopefully enhance the beginning of your holiday. So with that, I'm going to leave you with one last story. And for those of you who may know me well enough now, I'm a big football fan. I haven't learned to follow Clemson yet, or Furman yet, or University of South Carolina yet, but I'm kind of in general a football fan. So I'm looking at all the scores, seeing how everybody's doing. Go Kentucky Wildcats. Sorry, I had to say that. They're like ranked 8th now. 7th. They moved to 7th. Yay. So anyway. So don't worry, Clemson will have it all over them. But anyway, this is a story of a football coach who was known for his optimism. Once he entered the locker room and gave the players a pregame pep talk. "All right, boys," he explained cheerily. "Here we are, unbeaten, untied, and unscored upon, and ready for the first game of the season." So as we stand at the threshold of our brand new year, we are renewed, we are refreshed, we're ready for the first day of our new Jewish year. And it's a whole new ball game now for us. We're veterans in living, and now we have to start a new season. And hopefully with the right attitude, with a feeling of love in our hearts, and with hope in our souls, and with a sense of community, we can have together a great year. So keep that in mind, and we pray for the ability to have a wonderful good year together. Life holds a lot of promise for us, and I think we can take this day and begin to live with a sense of anticipation and eagerness for what's to come, the goodness that we can bring that is ahead of us. So keep that in mind as we turn to page 28. And we end with a little Yigdal. I will do my best attempt to do the high holiday melody. You're welcome to please help me as we conclude our service. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach nimtza v'yeined el metziuto echad v'yein yachid keyichudo ne'lam v'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demutaguf v'yein no guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon lechol davar asher nivra rishon v'yein reshit l'reshito hino adon olam v'chol notzar yoreg edulato umalchuto shefa nevuato netano ehanche segulato v'tifarto lo kam beYisrael kemoshe od navi umabit et emunato Torah temet natan le'am ohel ayad nevio neman beito lo yachal yifahel, velo yamir dato, leolamim, lezulato, sofe v'yodeya, sitarenu, ma'abid lesof davar, b'kadmato, gomer leish chesed, kemifalo, noten lerosh hara, kerishato, yishlach leketz yamin, meshichenu, lifdod machakeketz, Yeshuato, Meitim Yechayel, Berov Chasto, Baruch Adei Hashem Tehilato, Meitim Yechayel, Berov Chasto, Baruch Adei Hashem Tehilato. Lishana Tova, Tikatevu V'techa Temu. A wonderful, sweet, healthy, and meaningful new year to everyone. Shana Tova.